Hi everyone, just another update on the Yallingup Wellness Expo. I wanted to introduce to you the three local charities that you will be supporting, so it's with your help that we can raise enough funds to help those that are less fortunate, and there's a desperate need for that in the southwest. So stay tuned and listen to Hannah Brown from Safe Space. We have Anne McKay from Radiance Southwest, and we have Naya from Communities Refuge. Thank you for listening. Hi everyone, today I have with me Hannah Brown, who's a representative for Safe Space Bustleton. Now, I don't think a lot of you would know what Safe Space Bustleton is, and this is the one of the charities that you will be donating to, and it's important that you know what you're donating to. So we're going to let Hannah explain how Safe Space Bustleton originated and also what it involves. Welcome, Hannah.
Thank you. Nice to be here. Always good to have a chat with you, Noreen.
Oh, thank you. Safe Space. Yeah. Where did it come from?
Cool. So a few community members within Bustleton had a lived experience with suicide, whether from being caring for someone else or through their own experiences, bereaved, and got together just to connect essentially to begin with, and then it turned into this idea of what can we be doing to help more people. So we know that the ED and clinical psychology doesn't work for everyone. There's no box that fits
everyone.
Yeah. So along with that, you've got the wait times for being able to actually see someone, and the cost of it as well is quite expensive, as we know. So now we have been open for almost a year and are able to provide a drop-in service for people who are in emotional distress, perhaps feeling suicidal, caring for someone or bereaved, or just even having a bad day and just need someone to talk to and to hold space and listen. So we're fully run by volunteers with a lived experience of suicide. We're not counsellors, we're not trained in that sort of side of things. We are literally just there for that human to human connection for people to be able to come and sit. And if they want to sit by themselves and read a book or play a game, it's led by their needs and whatever feels right for them at that time.
Yeah, because I guess, when someone's feeling pretty flat or down, I always call it a flat battery in the brain. It's a very hard thing for a person to actually admit and share with someone, isn't it?
Definitely.
And that's why a lot of people would be too frightened to see their doctor. A lot of people don't want to take any drugs as well. So there's a whole lot of factors involved with this, I guess. So I guess it's a beautiful gap that you're filling, because it's also going to take a long time if someone does see somebody. We all know that, and that's with any sort of medical condition today in Australia. And so when people come and see you, I know that the space has changed from the shed. It's now going to be at a cafe in Bustleton, is that right?
Yeah, that's right.
Which cafe?
So Beach Life Cafe, which used to be Health Freak around the corner from Kmart. So very generously they're donating us the space, as we've just been told that we need to leave the shed. It's being developed and we will be there for a little while. Our goal, which we save for, is to have our own premises, or possibly transport. We'll just wait and see with that. And yeah, so that's what your money is essentially going to, that and training volunteers, but also training the wider community to be able to notice the signs when someone might be feeling suicidal and to be able to support them as well.
Yeah. And so what days will you be operating and what time at the cafe?
Yeah, sure. We're open on Friday nights from 5 till 9 p.m. And dependent on how everything continues clicking along, we'd love to be able to offer more. At the moment, we are desperately in need of more volunteers to be able to open up some more times as well.
Yes, and the volunteers are all ages, aren't they? They're from young to the older person, which is also a great thing, and more so, people that are volunteering are really helping the community. So what do people need to do to volunteer and to get in touch with you?
Yeah, they can send me an email and I can forward them on details of what's involved. Essentially, from the start, we need the lived experience of suicide. That's what gives us that understanding to be able to help people. And then we talk about working with children's checks and some training.
Right, okay. And the training is not like going back to school or anything, okay, guys? It's really simple, but it's actually very mind opening, and it really gives you a better perspective of what's in your own backyard, and it's there. It's just that you can't see it unless you can open your mind and actually jump out of the box or out of the square and actually see what is going on around there. And there's a lot of people that need help. And if you are listening to this and you need that sort of help, please get in touch with Safe Space Bustleton.
Definitely.
Yeah. Thanks very much, Hannah.
Pleasure, mate.
Yeah.
Thanks.
And it's great to see you.
Yeah, you too.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Okay, well, the second charity that we're going to be contributing to is a charity called Radiance Southwest. And with me I have Anne McKay from Radiance Southwest. Is that the McKay, isn't it?
Yeah.
Just making sure.
Yeah.
And and I came across Radiance with Angie Dave because we did a little sound performance for the group at the Sunflower Farm, which was just the most amazing experience I've ever had, one of them anyway. And so Anne, can you tell us how Radiance began and what does it bring to the community?
Yeah, 100%. So Radiance began in 2017 by a community donation from a local mum, CJ. So she had been diagnosed with postpartum psychosis, and when she got out of hospital, there was no supports down here in the southwest. So when she became a bit better, she did a clothes swap and raised $15,000, which she wanted to be used in the perinatal space for other mums to have something down here for support for mums, so nobody else really had to go unsupported on their journey. So that's how we sort of started, and it was a collaboration. The funding was given to LAMP, and then there was a bit more funding that I raised through Wappen with the Women's Health Centre. So it was a collaboration with LAMP, Women's Health, and then Radiance was basically born.
So how many years has it been going for?
Since 2000. We launched on November 2017 at the Big Pram Walk.
Wow.
So it was a pilot project to start with, starting our first support group in Bustleton. And then our other thing we started was just connecting all the supports in the space in the southwest. So our first thing was the website, connecting all the services.
Wow, yeah, because I had no idea there were so many. I'd never heard of LAMP until last week.
Yeah.
Because I met some people from LAMP when I did mental health first aid.
Yeah.
And all the LAMP people were there. So who's LAMP? So I'm coming across a new one each time, which is pretty amazing. But it's so. It's so incredible to know that there's so many people out there that are actually forming little communities to help others,
Yeah, 100%.
So how many women do you think Radiance at the moment are actually helping? I mean, is there like lots, or is there too many people that need help, or are you short, or?
Well, since we started, I think we've supported over 1,500 to 2,000 women or families in the southwest. At the moment, we're running support groups in Bunbury, Bustleton, Margaret River and Collie. And then we also run the Mother Baby Nurture program in Bunbury and Bustleton. And we're always finding gaps in services. So we've just started bringing up great kids for dads. And we're also doing a young mums group in Bustleton as well, specifically for those young mums that don't want to go to a normal support group. And then there's also the one-on-one home support, which is a huge gap in service as Red Cross finished. So we've just been awarded a grant through 100 Women to provide that one-on-one in-home support. We are needing extra funds for that to go forward. because of the travel component, but it is really exciting because that's a huge gap in our community.
So what are these families or these mums? I mean, what are the main issues that surround?
Well, having a baby, especially in this climate, I think there's so many stresses, but perinatal anxiety and depression, it affects 1 in 5
Wow.
mums and 1 in 10 dads. So, you know, but unfortunately there's still a huge stigma around asking for help because, you know, having a baby is supposed to be a happy time, you know, you're supposed to just, you know, be joyful and
get on with it.
And get on with it,
Yeah.
but there's all these feelings that start to come up, you know, it could be from like 95% of perinatal anxiety and depression is caused by birth trauma, as we know, and then there's lack of support. So families move down here because of work, and then, you know, you're losing your family support. So a lot of families that we deal with, you know, they have no family support where it. And then their husband might be doing FIFO, so they just moved to a new town, they've got no friends, no family, partner's working away, then you add a new baby into the mix, then you get sleep deprivation, and then all these emotions that start arising.
Wow,
you know, I'm not
yeah.
doing this well enough. Social media is a huge thing. You know, people are always comparing themselves to others. So there's a lot of stress on new families. So we're here to just help them through that transition into parenting and just being there, holding space, providing whatever support they need.
Wow, yeah, I mean, you know, well, mental health is a huge issue all the way around in all concepts, isn't it, really? But with a baby or with a young family, I mean, I didn't realise until a couple of months ago when, you know, I invited a group down here and you said, well, actually, some can't afford the petrol, and some just have one car in the whole family. So you know, the husband's going to work with the car. They're stuck at home with a little baby.
100%.
I mean, that would be
Isolation.
incredible. That really, I went wow, because you just don't think about these things.
And a lot of the mums that we speak to, they just say like they're really lonely. It can be a really lonely time having a new baby. So yeah, we're here to break down the barriers, provide that support, and just hold space for that mum in a really nurturing environment.
Yeah, well, that's fantastic, and I bet it must be so rewarding to be working in this field for you, because you are actually your volunteers are all there. They all have different credibilities, don't they? You're a retired, not really retired, but you're a semi-retired nurse.
I'm a nurse. My background's nursing and mental health nursing, and I've done life coaching, but yeah, just, you know, all our volunteers and everyone working in this space has had a lived experience. So we're really coming from that compassionate space of understanding and having that warm heart and just really knowing that we've walked in your shoes. And I think that's the real point of difference is, people know that we know that we get it. So
I truly believe in that. I truly believe, you know, you can imagine what someone's going through, but it's not until you've gone through it yourself that there is a clear ability to understand and to provide that support. So you are looking for more volunteers at the moment, or you know, what type of volunteers are you looking for if you were looking for more volunteers?
Well, we're really desperately needing volunteers in Collie. So if there's anyone listening in Collie, really needing volunteers in Collie, especially with our support group. So how our volunteers volunteer is they come into the support group, they need a working with children's and a police clearance to do that, and we have a volunteer agreement pack that goes to all our volunteers, but people can come into the support group, they can volunteer at committee level, or we run lots of events to raise awareness and break down the barriers. So we do a big pram walk every year, we do a symposium because it's all about education. We do that every 2 years, and then CJ does her big swap and raise every 2 years because we do have a big vision. So we're always fundraising and trying to get funds together
to support those people. To
support those mums in the community, because at the moment, you know, we're giving fuel vouchers away sometimes, and then, you know, if someone's really struggling, we can give, if we've got that bit of fundraising there, then we can help more.
And so what do people need to do to get in touch with you?
Just email me we've got a website, you can contact through our website.
The website is
Radiance Southwest. and then, or you can email me at admin@radiantsouthwest.com.au. And yeah, we'd love to hear
Fantastic.
from you.
Yeah. Thanks very much, Anne.
No worries. Thank
Okay,
you.
Thank you. So now I'm here with the third nominated charity in the Southwest, and with me I have Naya from Community Refuge. Now, I met Naya approximately just over a year ago, and what strikes me about Naya is her passion for humanity. I mean, truly inspiring. And so I'm going to let Naya now explain and tell you what brought her, what made her go and develop this amazing concept of Community Refuge.
Cool. Thanks so much, Marie, and thanks for nominating us as one of the charities. Communities Refuge has been a journey, and it was born out of a few things. I was new to the Southwest, and I'd spent some time volunteering with a range of service providers in the Southwest, and I'd realised there's no real collaboration. There's all of these groups and incredible ideas and projects that kind of just get off the ground, and they're fighting for resources, and there's no space for them to come together and actually work together. So off of the back of this, I, in my passionate way, decided I would sign a lease to take on the shed markets and convert it into a collaborative trauma-informed space, whereby we could hire out spaces to other service providers and support small businesses to get off the ground, all at the same time as having Safe Space and other organisations kind of work out of there to create a more collaborative feeling within Bustleton, I guess.
Well, it's also, I think the Western world more so has forgotten about being a community.
Yeah.
And I think that's really missing, isn't it? So everybody sort of feels as if they're alone.
Yeah, absolutely. And this idea that there's a certain way that we have to, it can be quite cliquey, this world, and there's a lot of pressure on how we show up. And I just wanted to create an environment that was a place that was free to explore the human experience, where different kinds of workshops could be there and people could really show up as they are and just be accepted as that within, knowing that they were being held by community, I guess.
Yeah, that's so important. And I know you also are a volunteer with Safe Space. So how have you found it so far working from the shed?
It was an incredible journey. We took it on, we opened at the beginning of June, and obviously we were up against it, being a shed in the middle of winter. And there were some huge learning curves along the way. We took on this project with zero funding, with essentially 5 community members, Marie being one of the supporters in the beginning, and a whole load of material that we found in a dump. And we constructed things, and we built a yoga room and another small studio, and the place has come to life in a lot of ways. We've had a really in reality, it's been a successful 5 months. We've turned over 25 grand in revenue from hire spaces and fundraising. We've hired to 17 different community groups, as well as kind of supported 6 different small business owners through a process of launching and making offerings back to community. And we've had 6 community events over that time. And I really feel that they was kind of the big success of the project, because off the back of that, there was so many connections made within community.
Absolutely.
Groups that didn't know each other existed, people that didn't know each other existed, support networks, and there's even study groups and stuff that have formed off the back of the events there. So it's really beautiful to see that it was a hub of activity that was never meant to last long. I think that was the beauty of the shed. It was somewhere that was already known in community, that people felt an attachment to come and try something different. It won't work there long term, and we won't be staying there long term. We'll actually be leaving there at the end of October and moving on to a new venue, which is yet to be decided, and the logistics are still being worked out, but there will be another venue.
You have a website of that, don't you? So,
Yes.
so all that information will definitely go out to people.
Absolutely, yeah.
So, and you've had I know you've had volunteers with Communities Refuge, and I agree with you there, because some of the events you held that's how I met. I had no idea there were so many different charities out there and people out there that were helping other people in all different types of fields.
Yeah.
And I think there's a lot of people at home that don't really understand or even are aware that these places exist.
Absolutely.
And that's why I thought, well, I know of 3 at the moment, and you've sent me a list, and I honest to God, the list is just, I couldn't believe it.
52 other support groups.
52 others in the southwest. I mean,
and they're all grassroots community members that have cared about a cause, got together and actually launched this. And there is so many people doing great work in this area. There is so much talent. There is so many resources. I just feel the thing that's missing at the moment is collaboration.
And putting it all together.
Bringing it all together, people knowing who's out there, people knowing what each other are doing, cross-promoting each other, supporting each other in different ways, and Southwest is unstoppable.
Yeah. And so on your website, do you actually have a donate button where people can actually donate?
You can donate directly to the cause through the website, and we also have a My Cause page, and the links to that are all over our social medias.
And I guess anyone out there that, I mean, to look for a space, if you've got a nice out of the way property, like a house, an old house or something like that, or a shed, that would be really appreciative, wouldn't it?
We could do
some
incredible things.
If anyone out there can help out here, I mean, they'll be tenants, so they'll look after your space, if not enhance it, and pay some sort of lease.
Yep. Absolutely.
And just to bring all these communities together so that we can have a healthier and a safer down southwest, I suppose.
That's it. And also to anybody out there that has an idea for an event that they want to see or feel like there's something missing here, that is actually where most of my inspiration comes from, is meeting people and connecting with people and realising that this has been their experience, because it's drawing the dots between the human experience and how people experience and that I'm real passionate about, and trying to connect them in different ways. So always feel free to reach out, because I thrive off it.
Okay. So you've heard this, and you've got to get in touch with Naya, because like I said, she's truly inspirational. She'll make your day. So to get in contact with her, go on to Communities Refuge, www.com.au. Communitiesrefuge.com.au. And also on social media, we have it on Instagram. I'm going to try and put these links in on the bottom of each of the interviews. And thanks very much, Naya.
Thank you.
Awesome.
So much for
and I
reading.
wish you like heaps and heaps of success.
Thank you.